once was a little tree that was blown over onto its side by the strong winds of life. The tree, however, still clung to the ground with its roots, so although it looked a little different than the other trees, he continued to be a tree in his own special way. As the summer came and the big orange sun shone brightly upon all the trees began to change. The trees bathed in the sun's rays and grew big, green, leafy canopies. The green canopies shaded the trunks of the trees, and within their lush green leaves, orange and green and blue and red fruits began to appear. All except for the little tree, though. The little tree, which had fallen, had no green canopy to provide shade for its trunk, and so he didn't have leaves or fruit either. The other trees muttered and whispered about the sideways tree. What sort of tree grows sideways? It's the weirdest tree I've ever saw. That tree will never grow fruit, and it doesn't belong in our forest. The little tree heard it all and felt hurt. He hadn't asked to grow sideways. It wasn't his fault. That night, all the sky turned dark blue, and the moon came out, and the owls hooted in the treetops. The sideways tree began to cry. He felt ever so lonely as his tears rolled down his face to the ground below. He wished that it would be that he was an ordinary tree, with owls hooting in his canopy. For although many trees surrounded him, the sideways tree felt very lonely. But the next day, the little tree awoke to a surprise. A little ray of sunshine had broken through the canopy and was shining right on his belly. It warmed his trunk and his wooden tummy, and he smiled because he felt so warm and cozy. Every day, the mean trees kept talking and making fun, but the little tree tried not to listen and focused on that little ray of sunshine shining on him. And then, one magical morning, the little sideways tree discovered something ever so beautiful out of his trunk. He was springing up new shoots of life. What's more is that when the branches grew, the tiny buds on them began to look a little silver. Oh, great, silver leaves. Something else to make me not fit in, he thought. The other trees started talking about him again. Are those tiny silver leaves I see on the sideways tree? The new bud on the sideways trees are so beautiful. I've never seen anything like it. I've never seen silver buds in this forest. How wonderful is it to see them now? Each day they watched in amazement as the little silver buds grew and grew and grew, until eventually the little bud was not so little anymore. And then one sunny afternoon, out of the bud came bursting little green leaves, and nestled among them was a beautiful shiny red fruit. Some of the other trees were astonished. Others, however, were still mean and uttered mean things once again. Only one red fruit. It's not the biggest fruit I've seen. I bet it doesn't even taste good. But the sideways tree did not care. He had his fruit and his leaves, and so he laid with his heart filled with gratitude, and in his mind he thanked the beautiful sun for helping him grow his fruit. Then the sun shone harder and brighter, and the sideways tree could not believe his eyes. Wow, I have more fruits, and they are every color in the rainbow, he said to himself. Then the mutters of the trees changed, and one afternoon, as the sun shone and reflected on his shiny, bright, and beautiful fruits, he heard the other trees. Those are the most beautiful fruits the entire forest has ever seen. No tree has ever made so many colored fruits, replied another tree. Wow, whispered another. We thought the sideways tree was ugly, but now we can see how beautiful it is. Then one tree, a little older and wiser than the rest, said, we upright trees might be the most common of the trees, but sideways trees' differences have made him special and unique. Some of the other trees felt quite ashamed for what they had said before, and thanks to the beautiful rainbow fruits springing from the silver buds filled with those tiny, shiny, lush green leaves, and the words of the wise old tree, they began to see the sideways tree in a whole new way. As summer came, the sideways tree drew in so much light that soon beautiful fruits popped up everywhere. And because he was so low to the ground, many animals came to nibble on the sideways fruits, and the little tree was never short of new and exciting friends. I might not have owls in my branches, but I have so many other animal friends, he said. Now, late at night, as the sideways tree spreads out alone on the forest floor, tears no longer run down his cheeks and trunk. As he lets out a yawn and gets ready to sleep, he simply smiles a big smile and says, I'm so grateful to be me. The sideways tree. In my heart, you'll always be my sideways tree. John St. Julian.